Said he wasn't.
Want to find out where he's gone after Murray Street. Has he gone back to his home address? He lives down here in the...
What's the address of your emergency?
I think she's dead.
Right, what's the address where you think someone's passed away?
Anderson Drive.
Okay, and whose address is that?
That is Keisha Donaghy.
And you think she's passed away?
This is definitely a murder scene.
Right, you're all right. Just take a wee minute for me, okay? You're all right. So you think it's been a murder?
I think so.
Police have been dispatched. They are on their way.
I don't know what's going on. Please, somebody hurry up.
Okay, no, officers are on their way.
It's just coming with the white flashing. Oh.
Good morning, folks. This is briefing for Operation Burkitts. That's the investigation into the unexplained death of Keisha Donaghy. So at 16:30 hours on Wednesday, the 15th of November, is our last confirmed sighting of Keisha alive and well. Later that day on Wednesday, the neighbour who resides in the flat directly above hears a loud bang, followed by her dog barking. Moving into Thursday, the 16th of November, friends attend at the address to see if they can find Keisha. They find the front door unlocked, which is unusual. They enter and find Keisha in her bedroom, down the side of the bed. I'll just show you some of the scene photographs just to give you an idea. Blood staining throughout on the bed clothing. Signs of splatter on the ceiling. That's Keisha's position down the side of the bed, and a significant head injury to the back of her skull.
Detectives investigating the murder of a 32-year-old mother of two in Elgin say she was the victim of a violent attack. Keisha Donaghy was found dead on Thursday at a property in the town's Anderson Drive.
It's still at an early stage. We are waiting for the post-mortem results to come in, which is a massive part of us being able to piece together what's happened. We don't stop and we don't wait for the cause of death to come in. We carry on with the investigation. You know, this early stage, there's key evidence to obtain. We've got a male that came into inquiry at an early stage due to a passport that he's left within the address. Very keen to establish why his passport was in the address. There's witnesses within that block that have heard things. It's important to start gathering all that information.
Keisha was my best friend. The first time I properly met her, I think I was a little bit intimidated by her because she was that big a personality. She couldn't walk quietly in a room. She had to be the loud one. She always made an entrance that she was unapologetically herself. And if you wanted her to be quiet, she got louder. So she didn't... I loved that about her, but equally sometimes I was like, come on, like, shut up.
No. 6 kisses.
Keisha was one of a kind. She was an absolute rocket. And she just brought chaos to your life. And there was times where you'd go, oh, My life would be a lot less stressful without you in it. But you didn't want that. But to be forced into a place where that is the case, you can't describe that. I just want answers.
We'll just go over some of the updates from yesterday of some of the initial inquiries we did. The working hypothesis is that due to the injury sustained by Keisha, this is a homicide, and she's been murdered by persons or person who is meantime unknown. Her background is that she has 2 kids, but they are in care at the moment. Keisha's well documented on police systems as being involved in the supply of controlled drugs in the Murray and the Highlands area. During the assessment of the locus, the passport found is of interest. It was a male, Owen Grant. Witness accounts put him in the company of Keisha in the early hours of Wednesday, the 15th. Got hold of him, came in willingly, provided a statement in terms of his relationship with Keisha. He's given a kind of timeline of his movements.
Spoke to Owen Grant yesterday. Wednesday, basically admitted that he's been in his bed. He's woken up, then left to go to the Cotter House pub because he's part of a pool team there. He believes he was late for the start, so he doesn't think he got there to maybe at the back of 9. So he's only stayed for a couple of pints and then went home.
We will review that statement and inquiries will come out of that to confirm if his movements are accurate. But at this stage, he does remain a witness. Anything from yourselves inquiry-wise yesterday?
Rumours in the wider community that the deceased had a £20,000 debt and that Scousers were responsible for her death.
Paul, Gav?
There were a couple of statements yesterday. Keisha received at least 2 or 3 phone calls making threats to kill her. And she was aware from the start of the month, Keisha told her that she was due £1,000 to a drug dealer. Well, wasn't described any further than that.
We do know that there's Scouse OCGs that do operate in and around the area, albeit all this intelligence and rumours are coming in. It's just tying each of them down so we can find some focus in one particular line, but as it remains at the moment, it's very open. Unfortunately, we're dealing with people who are involved in drugs. Their lifestyles are chaotic, so finding some corroborative evidence of their movement, whether through comms, through CCTV, is key to what we're doing. So, no, that's enough. That's all from me.
All right, thanks a lot.
Cheers, folks. Thank you. When you have multiple lines of inquiry, it effectively is, at that stage, a mystery. So you need to put teams effectively on each line of inquiry because any one of them could take you to the person responsible. Your brain's constantly going at 100 miles an hour. And it doesn't switch off even when you drive to the inquiry, from the inquiry. When you're at home, it doesn't switch off because you're constantly running it through your head as to try and find the answer. Because I don't know who's done it.
Okay, I just want to go over some of the CCTV parameters. Keisha's last sighting that we know that she was alive was about 4:30 on Wednesday evening, and that was by a video call. Later that evening, between 7 and 8, neighbours hear a disturbance at the locus. So at this time, with the information we have, we're assessing that Keisha has suffered that fatal assault between 7 and 8 on Wednesday evening. It's not until Thursday evening that Keisha's body is discovered. So we've got our locus on Anderson Drive. So we're going to take this area and we're going to trawl this whole area here for any CCTV opportunities. In addition to this kind of key area as well, I think we're needing to start looking wider. So we'll take some of the main access roads into Elgin, gathering all this CCTV before it drops off. Could be absolutely critical as we move forward, so we'll get cracking. CCTV can be the quickest way to solve a case. The gap between our last known contact with a friend to when she was discovered on the Thursday evening is absolutely critical.
You're looking at building a picture around the movements of Keisha and also the movements of anyone else around either side of her last moments of her life. Because of the way Keisha has been living her life involved in drug dealing and people potentially coming to meet her to supply drugs or take payment for drugs, by focusing on the roads in and out of Elgin, you're not ruling out that somebody has travelled into the area and committed this crime and left the area.
CCTV is massively time critical, so the priority is really just securing everything that we can in this area that's going to assist. Unfortunately, we're finding now that a lot of places are starting to drop off.
We get a look at the CCTV just to then thank you.
You'll just get a quick statement and get the certification done from you for that footage.
It can be a very laborious task to capture it and then to view it all. Some of the CCTV is 4K, it's great to watch, but some of it you're looking at this hazy stuff and you're just looking for the movement of something. People that are viewing it, they're sitting staring at screens for hours on end. They know that they could be the one that gives you that key piece that takes your inquiry to the next stage.
CCTV update. Jacko, have you got anything to kind of feed in from the teams?
Yesterday they got footage from McDonald's which included the 603 transactions of Owen Grant, just coming from Davy this morning, and various other CCTV seized.
Okay. Right, so Owen's provided a lot more detail in terms of movements. There's a lot of what he's saying is now starting to be corroborated, so he's starting to check out.
What's her name? Rachel. Yeah, I met her Tuesday yesterday. I met she's sister from next account. Yeah. Right, so Rachel's saying that
Deleted messages, yeah.
The deleted messages, what they're mentioning is about a big drug deal and it was going to make them a lot of money, that my two amigos would be coming up. And she wanted to meet them elsewhere, but he insisted it would have to be at her house. And she was concerned because she didn't have all his money.
Okay, so if we can get that captured on a statement,
Yeah.
an additional statement from her. Yeah.
So that's about as much as we've got just now.
A relative has come into the police office to report Keisha has been messaged by an account via Facebook with a kind of pseudonym, Joe Blogs, referring to a potential drug deal. Arrangements for that to take place in around the time that we've assessed that she has been murdered. So we will have to do our due diligence and inquiries into those messages before we start saying that it's definitely a drug deal gone wrong.
She was such a very bubbly girl. She really was. A little cutie pie. Butter wouldn't melt. I would say she was quite like her granny. She did a lot for her. And then when Granny died, yeah, it hit Keisha quite badly. And that's when things took a turn for the worst for her. Just changed her. She was starting to get a little bit involved with drugs. I was getting worried about her, I was getting worried thinking about her girls. I didn't think that Keisha was handling it very well. And the girls ended up being taken into care. She didn't get to spend as much time with the girls before she died, and then the girls have lost their mum. But Keisha, at that point, didn't want our help. She just, unfortunately, went down a rabbit hole she couldn't get back out of. Keisha borrowed my phone so she could access her Facebook Messenger. I could see any messages that came in, and then that's when I realised that she was really heavy into selling drugs. One day I just opened it and let's say I'd started reading these messages from this Joe Bloggs. The messages were Joe Bloggs asking for his money, and she was saying that she didn't have it all. He wanted that money now. On the Wednesday, Joe Bloggs had said his amigos were coming. They will not meet you anywhere else. It will be in your house and you will be alone. When we did find out that she'd been murdered, I thought to myself, this is Joe Bloggs, this is his amigos.
Yeah, get your results if they're finished. If you had to kind of nail your colours, but it's give us some kind of form of guidance, a hammer would be, yeah. Yeah.
Somebody's also fractured her index finger on her right hand and her ring finger. It looks like possibly been done to the information and it's what you use to break the muscle.
Yeah. Fractures the fingers, quite sinister. Here's my bite. Cause of death has come back. It's blunt force injuries to the head. It's been sustained. It's not just been a once and potentially a not meaning to kill, just an assault gone wrong. So yeah, that fairly escalates the level of violence that we're dealing with here. Horrific. Yeah, really horrific.
Right, good morning all, thank you very much for coming through. What we're looking for yourselves for today is a search around the garden areas, the bins, the drains and the roads surrounding the locus. Really looking from yourselves to identify any implements, items, hammers or similar, and any other bloodied items. The initial focus is going to be mounted around the immediate area of number 79 and then expanding on the streets that spur off that area.
So initially is see if there's anything immediately being disposed of, something similar to a hammer or kind of claw hammer. Any blood-stained items at all. To be honest, we don't have a lot to go on beyond that.
If you can find the weapon that's been used to kill somebody, it's huge because you can link that weapon to your victim but also to your suspect.
Yeah, we'll play it by ear. We'll go into our respective sectors.
When you find out that Keisha's involved in drugs and drug dealing, the county lines or organised crime groups, if you're due them money and you're not paying the money, the chances are you're going to be subjected to threats and/or violence. Has Keisha become a victim because of being due somebody money?
B2, so that'll be this bit. Yeah.
I think there is a view of some of the towns and villages of Scotland. They're very idyllic to look at, they're very nice places. And people don't see often what's beneath the surface of that. There's kids and adults and that heavily involved in drugs. If you're not directly affected by it, I think it's difficult for people to see it.
It's taken us a wee bit of time. Done the roads, all of the drain covers that have got the kind of gaps in it that you can drop things in, they've all been lifted and there's been nothing found. If this has to take days, then it takes days.
You're disappointed that you haven't got the weapon. Somebody has lost a family member, a friend, a loved one. You feel a responsibility to get those answers for them.
For those that have joined us new to the inquiry today, it's Operation Burkitts. We still do not have a suspect. Owen Grant's passport was found within the locus. His association with Keisha doesn't appear to be sexual or a romantic relationship. It appears to be socialising. He's attended voluntarily as a witness on the Friday afternoon. He's provided a statement accounting for his movements to the best of his recollection. He's provided his mobile phone consensually, DNA samples, fingerprints, and the clothing he believed he was wearing.
There's no major inconsistencies in the account he's provided, so it's now a case of working through that.
We have had information come into the inquiry that Keisha has been communicating with a Facebook profile by the name of Joe Blogs, which appears to be a male individual using that profile and conducting and orchestrating the supply of drugs in the kind of Elgin, Murray area. We're yet to identify him, but it appears that she has received messages from that account in the kind of run-up to her death.
I know you've been looking at the CCTV opportunities outside, with playing doorbells.
Yeah, there's nothing obvious identified from the initial CCTV trawl.
In the bedroom of the locus, there was a handprint identified on one of the walls. That's been kind of looked at, so it has confirmed that the handprint is blood. That is going to need enhanced for a comparison before a DNA profile can be taken from that.
Have a good day all, and thanks again.
Thank you, Lucy. Bye.
Right.
What we have here is a contact mark. So what has made the contact? Initial assessment, it is a handprint, and then when we looked into it deeper, we could see some ridge marks on it. Fingerprint experts looked at it. The markings on there were insufficient for them to work with at that time. We engaged with our mark enhancement lab. The results of their work gave us this. You can now see when you look into these images that you do have greater detail. And those images now, they're then looked at again by the fingerprint team, and they've got far, far more information there to work from for comparisons. And that'll allow them to then do their work and identify who those prints belong to. Handprint in blood is either going to be from deceased, it's going to be from one of the associates of deceased who found her in the bedroom, or it's going to be the killer.
We're at West Beach at Lossiemouth. Keisha loved it here. She'd take her kids, we'd come for drives out here. We'd sit and have a chippy in the car. I think losing custody of her kids was hard for her, and she was trying her best to sort herself out for them. And she tried and tried, and she would slip back. But she would do well maybe for a short period of time and then slip back. She loved her kids, but Keisha struggled being a mum. But she was proud of the girls. I do sometimes sit and question things. Why couldn't she just sort herself out for the girls? Make a good life for herself, because that's what she deserved. She was a good person, and she deserved that. And unfortunately, that opportunity to get the help was taken away from her, so here we are.
Right, good morning, everyone. Joe Blogg's line of inquiry. Well, Lucy, if you got anything that'll that you think's worth flagging up here?
Keisha tells, whilst they've been at the house on Tuesday around about £6:30, there's money, about over £1,000 in cash. It's all 10s and 20s. It's bundled into a package wrapped in either elastic band or a hair bauble. At this time, Keisha's actually on a FaceTime to Joe Blogs. Seems to be putting them off, saying she's not feeling well. It appeared to her that she was putting them off because she didn't have all the money available. And before they leave, Keisha stands on the bed and stashes his money top left corner of the wardrobe.
So potentially I've got about £1,000 swirling around on Tuesday. Where that'll take us, we'll find out in the next couple of days. When you're out on your inquiries, we've said from day one, keep an open mind. It might not be drugs. All right, thanks a lot. Cheers.
With every day that passes, it is unsettling knowing that the person responsible is still out there.
Police are continuing extra patrols in Elgin a week on from the murder of Keisha Donaghy. The 32-year-old's body was discovered at her home in the town's Anderson Drive last Thursday. Police are urging anyone with information to get in touch.
This is a big operation featuring officers from across Scotland. Detectives will remain in Elgin for several days. So far, no suspect has been identified.
At this stage, it's an undetected murder with an unidentified suspect.
We still don't really have an outstanding hypothesis. Is it going to be the link to Keisha's involvement in the supply control drug, whether it was tasked, whether it was a robbery?
Well, the drug dealing link is quite a viable one, and we know she was counting money, so she could have easily been a victim of a robbery through a rival wanting to rob her of money and or drugs. An inquiry where you don't know who's responsible, you're putting additional pressure on the CCTV team to find you something. You don't know what the something is, but to find you something, it may be just a movement of something, a vehicle, just something that just gives you that break.
It's fine, we saw it.
So this is Murray Street. So the locus is about 100 yards. We're there. Your camera.
Is that right in down the side of his trousers, or is that just a...
It might be reflective, potentially, I'm not sure.
Right.
Is that Owen Grant?
That's Owen Grant. Owen has said that on that day he had stayed in bed all day, and then he is part of a pool team and he went to a pool competition that starts at 8 p.m, but he said he was running late. Why would he be at Keisha's? It doesn't add up. Why have you not told us? Why have you missed that out?
Pool competition starts at 8, but he's late. But I don't know if he's specific to a time he's late.
Back 9.
What does this say?
9, start at 9, wasn't it, for
Right, so
arriving at the pool?
What's he living in the pub?
Can you pull all of Owen's statements? Because we'll need to now just break it down to where he said he was at this time. And then just now we've got...
Because what time is he actually saying?
He's still got time to get to the pub, don't get me wrong. He's been in the pub, I think. There's no doubt he's been in the pub, but that's post this anyway. So
Yeah, that's
Is
just
he
gap.
saying he's late?
yeah, it's the gap, and this may fill that gap, or does appear to fill that gap, because it does appear to, at this stage, to be hit. It raises a level of suspicion, on Grant, and it obviously shows that he's not told us the truth. We now need to then extend that out to try and follow Owen Grant's movements to where he goes and what he does thereafter.
If there's folks sitting around, just chuck them on a trawl and grab as much as we can. We've got a CCTV sighting that's not really fitting into his account, leaving the direction of the locus, so it's maybe a game changer, but we'll see. The thing is, it's still early days, but it's a potential of a sighting of him. Can't mind the street, it's near Beswick Street, but he's heading away from the locus at 8:30.
That's just one snapshot, one clip of him doing something. Any piece of CCTV in isolation can be dismissed.
So what we've got here is a figure here we believe to be Owen Grant on Beswick Street. This is Beswick Street heading north. You see him in the gap here. He passes that gap in the fence, which you can't see. But if you look closely, he takes a right. And that's significant because that's the direction of Keisha's home address. And it fits certainly the times that we're looking at as to when this incident could have taken place. We need to figure out why he's lying to us. Why he's here when he said he wasn't.
Want to find out where he's gone after Murray Street. Has he gone back to his home address? He lives down here in the south of Thornhill Road in the Sandstone area of Elgin. What has he done thereafter? You know, looking at some areas of interest, he's ended up at the Cotter House pub, which is up here. But is he going anywhere in between times? You know, what's he wearing? Is he going to still be wearing the same clothing as he's wearing on Murray Street when he goes into the Cotter House? You know, I'm aware that obviously we've got a health centre here. I think there's like a ScotMed as well. He might have popped in there. And we'll try and build up a picture. And we'll get that viewed quick time.
Hi. We're the major investigation team at the police. Hi. Your colleague have probably told us about this. We've been in umpteen times. We've just had a bit more luck with timings, so if it's possible, could we get another wee look at the CCTV just to try and narrow it down? Thank you. So it's the 15th. And it's 5 minutes slow, this one, isn't it? Davey and stuff. Hi. We're at the medical centre and just so we're viewing all the times that it could well be just to try and get him. What was the other one? Camera 9? Might not even be this camera. Oh no, there we go. Oh, hello. Who's that?
We know through witness testimony that Owen Grant was within Cotter's house. He's ordered a pint. He's not finished the pint and left.
You'll notice as well that his clothing's changed. He's now got what appears to be all like clothing on opposed to the dark jumper.
So this is ScotMed. Owen Grant comes in. You can see the time there has been 21:45.
So after the pub, isn't it?
Yeah.
After the pub. And we're less than 2 hours after the disturbance heard at the locus by the neighbours. Selects items. He goes on to buy cigarettes. And quite importantly, opens his wallet and produces what appears to be a large amount of cash, almost flaunting the cash, fanning it for no reason at all, really. You could quite easily have taken a note. There's no need for him to actually take the money out, just take a note. We know by this point that he's struggled to pay his rent. He's tried to get an agreement with his landlord to suspend payment of the rent for a period of time. So to go from having no money to a big wad of cash is quite important for this investigation and quite a landmark moment as well, to see that on camera.
So CCTV that's been obtained, which is of significance prior to the Cotter House, this is fast, but real time we're making it 21:02. And if you watch this direction here, we'll have a male come into the screen. Of significance as well, he appears to be carrying some in a bag or similar. Obviously we see him stutter at that bin and he appears to reach in and ensure that whatever he's put in is right in it.
Now that's quite telling, that kind of actions there. You can see he's really reaching into the bin. It's almost he doesn't want anyone to see what's actually going in the bin and making sure it goes right to the bottom. We're really keen to see if we can recover the contents of that bin. I know we're a fair few days on now, and see if it has been uplifted and if it has, where it's gone, and see if we can recover what it is, because I think whatever he's putting in there is going to be hugely significant. We got an account from him, which is now starting to unravel. And yeah, we move forward with Owen Grant and we see where it leads us. Right, good morning. We'll just get straight into kind of significant updates and developments. So, if the boss want to give us an update first.
Yeah, following discussions with the homicide fiscal and me presenting what we know, facts and evidence and inconsistencies surrounding Owen Grant, the fiscal is also content that I can now formally call Owen Grant a suspect in this case. Once you declare somebody a suspect, you're effectively ruling out anybody else at that stage that you may have been focusing on. You're directing your inquiries now towards that suspect, and you're now then to push the inquiries to evidence that murder. It's clear from how we've presented the CCTV evidence, Owen's movements and everything around, and his accounts that he's provided us, there's a number of inconsistencies. Now, what we have to say now is that it's clearly all circumstantial at this stage. So in terms of that circumstantial case, can't guarantee at this stage we will get any physical or forensic evidence to back that up and corroborate what we already know.
Owen Grant placing an item into a bin outside Scotmid. The bin was taken away the following day, taken to a recycling centre in Dull Cross in Inverness. Inquiries from Claudia has followed the trail of where that waste has gone. It's been taken down to Motherwell, then uplifted, taken to Glasgow, shredded. So we're following the trail there, but likely we will never get that item back at this stage.
We know where we are now, and clear focus is to try and evidence everything around Owen Grant and his movements. You're building that picture around him because what he says he's done and what you can now prove he's done are in conflict. But at this stage, if we took him in, I wouldn't say we wouldn't have had enough to charge him with the murder of Keisha.
Looking for any bloodied articles, including but not exclusive of clothing and tissues, cash, hair bands, which they have believed to use to wrap cash, and controlled drugs or associated paraphernalia. And obviously, if there's anything foreign to locus, see if anything sticks out that you think, aye, that's a bit sketchy, then just stop. Okay, okay? Yep. Full white suits, boots, double gloves, and mask.
We were a week down the line. We've got CCTV sightings, witness accounts that are starting to contradict that of Owen Grant. The circumstantial case is starting to build, but we're still needing just that, physical evidence to bring it all together, put him in that locus at the time when Keisha was murdered.
So this is the kind of main bedroom where she was found. She was found just down the other side of the bed there where Paul is. So as thorough as you can.
Physical evidence could be the defining moment in whether Owen Grant is arrested and charged with a murder or not. That's how significant a piece of physical evidence can be around the circumstantial evidence you've already got. We know Owen Grant's an associate of Keisha's, he's been in the address, but you're looking for something more significant to put him in the address, to actually forensically link him to the address at that stage.
So if we're done, we will head out.
The worry is if you have nothing else to support your circumstantial evidence, you might not have enough to detect the murder. You might not have enough to say Owen Grant is undoubtedly responsible for this. I'm all right, you? That's very good. I'll be honest, you see with a circumstantial case, I'll tell you, that's what I needed. That's probably the most significant. I mean, if that palm print could be attributed to somebody, it's key. Excellent. All right, cheers, Doc.
That's very change of things for us. That's good.
Yeah, that was the thing we were needing. So, all right, we'll keep in touch. Thanks for your time.
Bye, Neil.
Cheers. Bye. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.
It's good.
Doesn't get much better than that from what we were expecting from the locus. Excellent.
Good.
All right.
Work was done on that earlier this week and to try and get some ridge detail from it. So that's just been analysed, and we've got a positive for Owen Grant. So slightly changes things, our plans. Things are going to pick up a bit of pace probably over the next 24 hours as we look to progress the inquiry. But no, really positive.
The only people I can realistically say has put their hand in that blood would be one of the female witnesses who found Keisha or other accused. Because why else would you have blood on the wall in a palm print? Now, if it turns out to be Owen Grant's, he's the person we declared as a suspect this morning. Significant. Well, I saw blood, it's like a blood smudge. But then with the number of people involved to develop that to one being Keisha's blood, which is one part of it, but then for that fingerprint identification to be made in Keisha's blood, huge. That's the bit we needed, because the rest of it around about him was really good and really tight. But how do you talk yourself out of that? A very difficult explanation to say, considering he's told us he wasn't there. I think we prepare for him being at his work on Friday. That's a symbol. It's easier to take him from his work, I think.
So from the crime scene imagery, if you've viewed it, there's a blood-stained palm kind of handprint, and an identification came back on that handprint for Owen Grant yesterday afternoon. That pushes us on to what we're going to be planning today. A team led by DS Davy Anderson will oversee the arrest of the suspect and the subsequent interview. Okay, right. Good luck, everyone.
Thank you. You're sending people out to arrest somebody you said has brutally killed somebody in their own home.
Right, mate. All the rest.
So for somebody to go to that level of violence and then present himself as a normal member of society is unsettling, and you don't know how they're going to react.
Let's do it.
Hello. Hi, Andy. How you doing, mate? Hi. Yeah, that's the call going in, so the front office staff are just going to go and get him from the main shop.
Superb. Thanks, Andy. Very much appreciated.
All right. No worries.
Thank you.
I can't settle until somebody tells me that man's in custody.
Weeks of work we've been building up to this. So it's an important moment in the case and we're looking forward to getting our hands on Owen Grant.
He would have known that he was starting to become of significant interest to the police. This is a man that's committed a violent murder in a relatively low-crime area of Scotland. We can't allow him to be walking the streets.
Hi Owen, how are you doing? Yeah, good lad. You want to just move up a bit? Yeah, sure. Right Owen, I'm Davey Badd, I'm from the Major Investigation Team from Dundee, okay? We're going to be taking you back to Inverness Police Office. And the reason for that is that I'm arresting you under terms of Section 1 of the Criminal Justice Scotland Act 2016 for the murder of Keisha Donoghue. The reason for your arrest is that I suspect you have committed an offence and I believe that keeping you in custody is necessary, proportionate for the purposes of bringing you before a court. Do you understand that?
If you can't do it, you can't do it, but it's not for nothing.
Okay. I'm going to be putting I don't know about your job. I'm going to be putting handcuffs on you. So... No, just you keep your hands where I can see them. Yeah.
Hi, bud. How you doing? Just to let you know that we've got hands on our lad, so just stand easy sort of thing at the front, mate. Should be fine.
You got anything on you that you shouldn't have?
No, it's just me wallet.
Right, go and stand up and the guys will give you a search, okay?
Yeah, so.
It's a good moment. It's more of a relief. We know he's safely in custody.
Got any knives or work or anything like that? Any Stanley blades?
Scott, thanks, mate. Much appreciated.
Here. He's got the bottoms on with the. It looks like the.
Looks like the bottoms.
Reflective trims.
That's sort of outstanding, isn't it? Has he given any comment or anything?
Yeah, it wasn't me or something. Next for it noted. I didn't do it. I've not done it.
Good. Perfect. Right. See you at Inverness.
Aye.
We can hold suspect for 12 hours. However, we can extend that in the right circumstances for a further 12 hours. There is an element of pressure on me and the team that are coming to Inverness to interview Owen Grant. And really it's time for Owen to tell us either what he's done or if he's going to tell us he didn't do it. That's an opportunity for him to provide a defence. When we get to custody, the clock's ticking. Absolutely nobody deserves what's happened to Keisha. And I think that her family deserve an explanation for why he's done this.
What's your full name? Owen Alistair Grant.
Just would like to see your clothes as well, so I'll give you a set of our grace. If you want to follow us this way, okay? Right? It's just.
Some white
Right, Owen. Time is 17:09. Owen, tell me what your involvement is in the murder of Lucretia Donaghy. Can you just speak up a bit, Owen, for the picture? Thank you. Your passport were found in Keisha's flat. Tell me about this.
Calm.
Seems calm.
Yeah.
Seems relaxed, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not phasing them at all.
CCTV also shows you in Murray Street at 20:01:45, a short distance from Keisha's and walking in the direction of her flat.
Very relaxed, emotionless almost.
A witness hears banging and voices and a dog growling from Keisha's, followed by the sound of her door being closed or shut. CCTV shows you at 20:33:15, a short distance from her flat and walking away from her flat. So for a 30-minute period you've been in and around of Keisha's. CCTV then shows you walking into camera view near Scotland on Thornhill Road, Elgin, placing something in the bin outside Scotland. Tell me about that.
He's offering nothing. He's not answering the questions. You're fighting for your life at the end of the day. And to be putting up a wee bit more fight than that.
There's no trace of your rucksack, your work boots. Have you disposed of them?
Why would you not answer that if you've not done it? It's sometimes what you don't say that's most telling.
I also put it to you that you were aware that she was in possession of cash and/or drugs, and you have attended at her home address to steal them. I'd also like to add, Owen, that a palm or handprint in blood has been found within her flat, which has been matched to you.
You'll know at that point it's difficult to get out of something like that. Definitely difficult to get out of something like that.
No one should be left in their home address, bludgeoned, battered to death. Right? No one. That's somebody's family member. This is Detective Constables Budd and Glover concluding the interview with Owen Grant. You could see in his eyes he's...
beat.
Aye. Yeah. I could see him at points remembering it. Like I was saying, like, you left her and nobody deserves to get left on their bedroom floor like that. And I could see him going...
Hi, David.
Hi, Willie. Just to confirm, that's Owen Grant now charged with Keisha's murder.
Perfect. Any reply?
No.
No, well, that's fine. I think that's what we expected.
Yeah.
Cheers. Bye. Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
I think at the end of every trial, you just don't know how a jury has viewed the evidence. It's out of our control, you know, it can't do anything. It's in the hands of the jury now. So yeah, it's a nervous day for everyone, particularly the family. They've been through so much over the last year and a half, waiting for this day, and it's now upon us. The verdict came in and it was a majority guilty. So great relief that we've got now, a bit of closure for the family. And all the work that we've done over the last year and a half has now just come together in that verdict.
Vicious killer was jailed for life yesterday for the horrible murder. A judge ordered that Grant 43 must serve at least 24 years in jail before seeking parole. Following the trial, it can now be reported that Grant was previously jailed for 8 years for arson to the danger of life at Warrington Crown Court. To find out past things that Owen had done, I wish he'd never been in Elgin, and I wish he'd never met Keisha. I can't believe that he killed her for the money. It's disgusting. It's a disgusting thing to do, because if he'd asked her for money, she'd have given it to him. It was just that he knew she had that money and he wanted to feed his habit. I'm glad they found him guilty, but it's never going to bring Keisha back. And he's in jail now, but we've got to carry on. You know, you've got to get your life back. And it's never going to be the same without her.
I have a lot of questions. To think that someone could do something like that to her, just for that amount of money. Why couldn't she sort her life out? Selfishly, why did I have to lose my best friend? I'll always have these questions, and I still have them, but I won't get the answers. So, yeah, it's just figuring out a new normal. She'd want me to keep going. Hopefully she'll be there with me.
Immediate risk anyway. Yeah, I think I'll be all right, as long as nobody knows I'm there. Then.
If there is any concern and stuff, you can speak to the officers and we can raise them, right?
Given my no comment interviews, I think I'll remain with that one.
If that's it, it's on the door for you. Which way you go out? You go out the big gate?
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, Sarge.
No worries. See you later.
Let's face it, you guys think I've committed a murder. I need Alex Stevens as backup. He's a roving lunatic.
Ryan, stand back to the door.
How is this? For murder, I'd sing like a canary.
Did you stab Courtney in the leg?
He didn't even bat an eyelid.
It's just a mess at the minute, to be honest.